are going to see the commerce class 11, subject commerce, chapter 16, topic emerging service business in India, subtopic factoring. Look at the smart board. Factoring introduction. Firms sell goods on cash and credit basis. Actually the sale goods, like whatever it is, we have to product and the sale means like a cash sale or credit sale, whatever it is. Okay, so that is when goods are sold on credit basis, bills are drawn on the buyers by the sellers. Actually the bills is drawn on the buyers by the sellers. Okay, so who is the buyer, who is the seller, who is going to buying the things, that person is the buyer. Who is the seller, which person is going to sell the things, that person is the seller. Okay, so like that wise, in case of the small and medium business, a considerable part of their working capital is tied down in bill receivable. Actually this is the bill is considerable part of their working capital. Like working capital means what? They have to put some amount and they have to run the business, so that is the working capital. Okay, so like that wise is the down the bills receivables. The liquidity positions of the firm is affected and is hindrance the smooth functioning of the business. Actually started to ending, that is going to smoothly, otherwise going to spoil all those. Okay, so like that wise they have to get the more profit for that. Okay, so in order to overcome this hurdle, actually factoring as a service has emerged. So depends upon this factory is included all those. Next is the meaning and definitions. So factoring is derived from a Latin terms facts. Actually this is which means to make or do. Like a make or do means they have to do work. Okay, like a make means like a product. Okay, newly they have to put some like things and make a product, like a make or do, they have to do all those. Like factoring is an arrangement wherein the trade debts of a company are sold to a financial institutions at a discount. So the factoring is an agent who buy account receivables. Like this is the debtors and the bills receivable. They have to given the name, underline this word, like a debtors and the bills receivables of a firm, and provides the finance wise, like firm is giving some amount of the finance wise. Okay, so like a firm to meet this working capital requirements. The main advantages of the factoring is that the small or big business, like they have to given the financial wise means what all are the business they have to ready for the amount, like a small and medium type of the business only. So this is the firm receives the short term finance working capital to meet day to day payments. Like to meet day to day payments means like this day to this day, like day to day, every day they have to like a payment given for that. Next is in a firm is the receive short term finance working capital to meet day to day, like day to day means day by day, every day. Okay, like this finance is helpful for that. In a report, this is the submitted to the Reserve Bank of India, Mr. C.S. Kalyana Sundaram. Okay, so this Kalyana Sundaram is the submitted to the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, this Reserve Bank of India, Ms. C.S. Kalyana Sundaram, defined the factoring as a continuing arrangement under which is a financing institutions use the credit and collection functions of its the like a clients. So the purchase receivable as they arise without resource of the credit losses. Examples: the customer's financial inability to pay. Actually the financial wise we have to get some loans from the bank. Which bank is the Reserve Bank of India? So that wise we have to get some loan, after that we have to run the business. So like that wise we have to run the business means like when we have to get a more profit, that amount we have to return to the bank. Okay, so like that wise this Kalyana Sundaram is giving some like a definitions. So whatever it is, like whenever we have to get a more profit, that time we have to settle that amount to the bank. Okay, so like that wise with or without the resource for credit losses. Examples: the customer's financial inability to pay, somebody is able to pay, but somebody is inability because they lost the business. Okay, they didn't get any profits, means that person is lost away to the business. Okay, that person can't able to return to that amount to the bank. So this and all is coming here. Other bookkeeping duties relating to such accounts and they performs other the auxiliary duties. So this and all coming under the Miss C as Kalyana Sundaram is giving this definitions. Next one is the factoring process. The firm enters into the factoring arrangement with a factor which is generally a financial institutions for the invoice purchase. Actually, firm enter into the factoring, firm enter into the factoring means whatever the entire factoring is came, like that wise the factoring arrangements within a factor wise, that is coming under that. So which is the generally the financial institutions for the invoice purchasing. So we saw already in accountancy wise a invoice number, a bill number. Okay, so like that wise that invoice number of the purchasing is here. B1 is the whenever goods are sold on credit basis, whenever we have to sell the goods a credit or cash basis, so an invoice is raised and a copy of the same is sent to the factor. Actually, whenever the goods are sold means what? Sales. Okay, so sales of the credit basis. Credit means that cash transaction is not here. Okay, the credit basis only, that amount is paid that later wise. Okay, so like that wise invoice the raised to a copy of the same is sent to the factor wise. The debit amount due to the firm is transferred to the factor. Through the assignment, the same is intimated to the customers. Like a debit amount, what all are the amount debited from the bank side. Okay, so like that wise to the firm transfer to the factor through assignment, and the same in the intimated to the customers, what is the amount debited, what is the amount coming inside, for all the details transfer to the messages to the customers. Okay, so like that. Next is D1, on the due date. So what is the due date? The amount is collected by the factor from the customers. What is the due date, what is the amount they already given, what they need to give the amount, all the detail is included there. Next, E1 is the after retaining the services fees, the remaining amount is sent to the firm by the factor. So that and all is given here, the factor, the customers, this payment, the amount increased type of the customers pays, this and all is coming here, customers wise. Next is the client. So this wise is goods is invoices here. Next is the pay the balance amount, this wise factor to the client. Next, look at here, factor to the client, the payment up to the 80% initially. So 80% amount initially paid. Next is the submit invoice copy. So this and all coming under this factoring. So next we are going to see the features of factoring. First one is the maintenance of book debit. A factor take the responsibility of the maintaining the accounts of debtors of your business institutions. Actually, the factor takes the relationships. Who have the relationship between here, maintaining the accounts as well as the debtors. Okay, so accounts of debtors of your business institutions. Whatever business we have to run, that business as well as the accounts, both the thing is getting a relationship, because one day we have to sell a 50,000, another day we have to sell a 10,000. So this means day to day life we have to enter all the accounts. Okay, so then only we have to get a more profit or get a more loss, we have to know about the end of the year. Okay, so that was the maintenance of the book debit, that is the main thing. Second one is the credit coverage. The factor accept the risk burden of losses of bad debts, leaving the seller to contentions of his core business. So credit coverage means somebody didn't give any cash, so a maximum they have to credit wise taking all the things means can't able to pay again. So that means some problems is here, means debt leaving the seller to the concentrate to his like a core business, like they have to put more concentration to the business wise. Next is the cash advance. Around the like 80% of the total amount of accounts receivable is paid as advance cash to the client. Actually, cash to the client who all are working here to that amount is paid to the advance, like 80%. Underline this word, around 80% of the total amount of accounts, so receivable. So we have to receive all those. After that we have to pay is the advance of the client. So after only we have to pay some advance to the client. Next is the collection services, issuing the reminders, receiving part payments. Like issuing reminders means depends upon the thing, anything problems, like this is the like quality wise, quantity wise, otherwise like a technology innovation wise something problem means we have to get all the like reviews. Okay, so like that issuing reminders. Next is the receiving part of the payments, collection of the check from the part of the factoring services. So collection the check, somebody is giving only the check, somebody is giving the cash, somebody is like buying things in the credit wise. So it depends upon that like check means we have to get from that. Okay, so that is in collection of services. Next is the advice to clients. From the past history of debtors, the factor is able to provide the advice regarding the credit worthiness of the customers. So like prescriptions of the customers about the production of the client. Actually we almost like credit sales avoid for that, because somebody is like credit wise buying all the things, afterwards can't able to pay that amount for us again, so that is loss for us. Okay, so maximum avoid the credit sales, that is the point over here. Next is the type of factoring, like a full service factoring or without the resource factoring. When a factor agreed to provide the complete set of the services, so which include the financing, maintenance of sales, ledger, debit collections at his own risk, and providing the consultancy services as and when necessary. So it is called as full servicing factoring, like a full service factoring or without the resource factoring, full service of factoring. So this is some what all are like first to end services they need, full services they have to ready to provide all facilities. Okay, so what all are there? First is the sales ledger, second one is the debit collection. So at his own risk, they have to put a own risk and providing the consultancy services. Like consultancy means we have to like newly buying some things means before like a consultancy like a consultancy services. Why they have to giving the consultancy services? Because we have to explain about the product. Okay, so this is the good product, up to this is having this much of the year warranty, this is the like this type of the amount you have to pay before that, after that you have to pay like a EMI wise. So this and all we have to explain to the customers before that. Okay, so that is the consultancy services as and the necessary. So they need necessary means we have to tell all the details to the customers. It is called as a full services factoring. Next, with resource factoring, when the factor does not undertake credit risk, it is known as with resource factoring. In case the debtor fails to make the payment on due date, it is assigned back to them by the factors. Here the responsibilities of collecting the amount lies with the selling of firms. So with resource factoring, like resource factoring, resource means what? Like they have to searching lots and lots of like science wise you have to take examples means we have to research lots and lots, then only we have to put a find out answer, get a find out answer. So like that wise the resource factoring is when the does not undertake the credit risk, so it is known as with the resource factoring. So we have to avoid the credit risk means we have to put a more effort and to find out the answers. In case of debtors fails to make a payment means on due date, it is against back to the firm. Okay, so this and all coming under that type of the factoring. Next C1 is the Maturity factoring. This is type of the factory agree to finance the firm only after the collecting the amount on the maturity form of the debtors. Actually only we have to collect the amount. So first thing we have to collect the amount, after only they have to given some like a maturity factors types finance of the firm. So the amount on the maturity form of the debtors. So who is the debtors here? Like which person is going to pay that amount, that person is the debtors here. So next one is the factoring wise international factoring. When the claims of an exporter are arranged to a financial institutions and the finance is advanced on the basis of the export invoice, it is the called as a international factoring. Like international means like a global level. Okay, so like this is not in a national level. International means like out of the country also. Okay, so this is also in the claim of the export or against the financial institutions wise. Okay, next is the factoring wise forfeiting. Like this is a forfeiting is defined as the non-resource purchase by a bank or any other financial institutions or receivable arising from an export or goods and services. Actually factoring is defined as like a factoring means what they have to trying to say, non-resource purchase by a bank. Non-resource purchase by a bank means didn't resource anything like a document wise, otherwise some client wise didn't resource anything here. Okay, so non-resource purchase by a bank or any other financial institutions. Like any other financial institutions means bank other than that financial institutions. Okay, so somebody ready to give like a private wise, like which all are there, we have to tell like examples means like a Muthoor Finance. Okay, so this and all they have to ready to give some amount. So this and all coming under the other financial institutions or receivable arising from an export or goods and services. So next we have to see in the conclusion for that, like a factoring help smooth running of business. Like a factoring is giving step by step of the ideas. Okay, what is the first step, what is the second step, the factory is giving the more ideas for that. Okay, so like that way help smooth running of business, didn't stop anything in between. Smooth running means what? Like a opening to ending, that is didn't stop anything in between, smoothly that is going to run for that. Okay, by getting a short-term credit from financial institutions against the account receivables. So forfeiting is a variations of factoring with the focus of international exports. Like a focus of international exports means like a not in a national level. International level they have to export product the things and export to the international level. Okay, so national level means here only they have to product the things and sell to the customers and getting some amount. But international level means they have to product the things and send to the other countries, getting lots and lots of the profits. Okay, so like that wise this conclusion is given the exam, like given the explanations. Next is the characteristics factoring and forfeiting. Like first one is basis of financing, second one is the cost, third one is the suitability, and the fourth one is the extent of financing, fifth one is the risk. Like a factoring wise what all are there and forfeiting wise what all are there, just you have to read out that. Next is the logistics. So meaning logistics can be viewed as a logical extensions of transportations and related areas to achieve an efficient and the effective goods distribution systems. Actually this logistic means, look at here, not only in the national level, okay, international level, global level. Okay, look at here like a ship wise, roadways transportations and airways transportations, like this and all, like a location level. Okay, so already you know like a Flipkart, Amazon, like that wise. Okay, so this and all logistic. However, we have to identify the areas and we have to sell the things, that is the main thing here. Okay, so like that wise logistic can be viewed as a logical extension of transportation. So extension means not in a like a smallest thing. Extension means briefest thing. Okay. So how we have to product the things and transport to the other country, transport to the other national level, international level, global level. Okay. So like that wise under related areas to achieve an efficient and effective goods distribution systems. Like goods they have to distribute. We have to product the things in India, but we have to sell the things to the USA, means we have to carry the things from the aeroplane wise. Okay, so we have to transport, given the more facilities to transport, and we have to take the things here to that places, export the things to that USA. Okay, so then only we have to sell to the product. So like that wise this system is coming here. Okay, next look at here. Look at this picture. This is also the same thing of the logistic management. So logistics management, how they have to manage all those. This is the factory wise they have to product the things. After that they have to ready to sell all those. So logistic management is defined as a design and operations of the physical wise, next is the managerial wise and informational systems wise needed to allow the goods to overcome time and space. So from the producers to the customers, actually giving some time. Today we are going to like ordering the Flipkart wise, means we have to giving some time to receiving the things. Okay, so we have to getting the things tomorrow or day after tomorrow or Sunday, whatever it is, we have to give some time to that particular persons. Okay, so like that wise the logistic management is defined as a design and operations of the physicals, managerial wise, physical wise and informational systems wise. Okay, so we have to today we have to enter in the Flipkart wise ordering the things, means that is going to into the physical wise and managerial wise, informational wise they have to get the order. After that they have to packing all the things and hand over for us. Okay, so like that wise the form of producer to the customers, like a producer. Who is the producer here? Who is going to newly things is going to product, that person is the producers. Who is the consumers here? We are the consumers. Okay, we have to pay some amount and we have to get the things. So like that wise this implies that an integrated view of the number of the different achieves and the functioning may be required. So this activities are represented as part of the value of chain called as a generic value, the chain by the border. Actually this chain already you know, we have to product the things and we have to sell to the wholesaler, after that retailer, after that consumers. Okay, already you know this four thing maximum you have to memory all those. First we have to product the things, after that the wholesalers getting the things, after that the retailer getting the things, after that consumers getting the things. Okay, so like that wise this is very important thing of the chain. So collection of the premium and the secondary activities. Next is the decisions. What all are there? The logistic management involve the various decisions that need, this is in examination for an integrated systems. Logistic management involves in the various decisions. So what all are the decisions already they have, that wise only is not there. They have to putting a more and lots of the various decisions that need examinations for an integrated systems. So depends upon that they putting some examinations there. Okay, so that wise integrated the systems they are. Product the decisions. Okay, so first one is the product decision, second one is plan locations. Village wise we have to putting some companies or putting some stores, means can't able to sell all the things. Okay, we have to select the main areas, then only we have to sell the things. Choose of the marketplace, a marketplace is very important. So you have to take examples like a Marina Mall, AGS. So this type of the malls they have to put in lots of the cost for the rupees. Okay, so like that wise means we have to select the areas is fine, but a middle type of the people can't able to buying the things. Okay, so that wise we have to segregate for that production organization and structures. Next is the distributions, dealer networks, decisions, like locations of the warehouses, plant layout and the logistic. Next is the allocations, designs. Next is the production planning, inventory management, stocking levels, transportation mode, choose shipment size and the rounding decisions, and transport considering packing materials, handling, warehousing operations. So this and all like only one product. Okay, so like one product, what all are the works is here. We have to choose the main areas. After that, what is the product, what is the amount for the product. Next is the which is the place we have to select for that, planning layout. The next is the decision, production planning. Before that we have to plan all those, transportation, one place is to another place, move on that. So how we have to use for that. The decisions is the shipping size and rounding the decisions, and transport considering the packaging, like 100 grams of half kg, 1 kg, whatever it is, the packages also. Next is the material handling, like oil means we have to carefully handle that. Next, like dolls means how we have to packing that and transfer to the another places. So like egg means, meat means, so how we have to handle the product, that is one of the main thing here. So next is the warehousing operations. Already you know the warehousing lessons also. Like that wise this is the operations is over here. Okay, so this and all. Next C1 is the key actors. So shippers, users of logistics, like suppliers of the logistic services, carries rail, road, air, water, pipeline, ropeway, this and all you know, like a railway transport, road transport, air transport, water transport, pipeline transport and ropeway transport. In this ropeway already you know, like a Kishkinta, like somebody's went there, okay, some students. In that way, like one of the rope transport is here, one place is to another place using that rope transport, like just looking all around the areas there, okay. So like that wise this is one of the thing. Next one is the warehouse providers. Like this one is the fight for where, terminal operations, ports. Next is the staff etc. Government regularity of logistics. Like a government wise, regularity means like a day-to-day life and what are the rules and regulations they have to give it, that wise this regulated logistics. Next one is the organizations taking the productive managerial attention in coordinating the actors in the logistic leads to reduce the logistic cost and services. Actually this logistics means putting some ideas of cost, as well as this is the improved customer services. Improved customer services means like a one person in the USA they have to address something, means we have to this places to that place, giving some transportation facilities and hand over to the things to the customers. Like that wise the logistics is helpful for us. Next is the role of government. So this is the government plays a significant role in the logistic in India. The important logistics that refer to the central sales tax and the local sales tax, this and all coming under there. So next is the packaging materials, port weight, GST, this and all coming under for the role of government. Actually the government is giving some rules and regulations. What all are they have to given, like a GST. Next is the tax, what all are they have to put that like a percentage wise, like depends upon the things wise we have to pay that amount to that. Next is the classification of logistic applications. The logistic management can be classified on the basis of applications from various denominations in the process of examining and the evaluating alternatives. So that wise they are given three here: decision wise, actor wise, inbound logistics and outbound logistic. So decision wise means what? Like what all are the decisions we have to take, first thing, second thing, like that wise. So actor wise means what is the decision we have to put it before that, next that we have to do the act wise. Okay, third one is the inbound or outbound, whatever it is. So look at this picture. Actually this is like we have to put some ideas and segregate all those, like this is aeroplane wise and they have to put in some ideas like distributing this places to that place, like that wise. This is the supply chain management, already you know this. Next is the elements of logistic cost. This is in the product inventory at sources, pipeline inventories, Next is the product inventory at warehouse and the dealers, like this ways operating, packaging, transportation, this and all coming under for that. Models in the logistic management. So this is in the areas logistic. First one is the forecasting models, second one is the mathematical programming models, and third one is the inventory models, and fourth one is the rounding models, fifth one is the scheduling model, sixth one is the alternative analysis. So models in legislation management, that is in coming under that. Next is the logistic and the infrastructures. So this is generally a good transportation, storage, handling and informations interfactors help in the efficient logistic management. Actually they have to packing the first thing, second one places to another places, that is the transportation. Third thing, they have to hand over to the customers. Like that wise they have to giving all the informations to the customers. Okay, so like that wise that happens throughout road and the rail, pipeline and the water transport, whatever it is, fully utilize the furthers. So how that all are possible to hand over to the consumers, that possibilities they have to taking and do that. So transportation infrastructure, the following firm work can be used in the identify the problems areas, right of the way, vehicles. Next one is the motive power and the terminals, operation systems, this and all. Next one is the logistic management to supply chains management. So what are the supply chains is here? Logistic management deals with the effective management. So that is not in a easy task. Okay, they have to put a lots and lots of effort. So effective management, like this is the starting gap between the demand and the supply. Demand means what? Customer need is the demand. Okay, like customers they need the product, means that is called the demand, and the supply means this person is going to supply the product, like a seller person is going to distribute the product, that is the supply. So wherever supply chain management had identify the dynamic natures, so value creation itself the responsibilities. So this is the SCM focus of profit maximizations for the cost of the minimizations. LM activities is supply drawn and SCM is more demand drivations. Look at here, like this is the okay. So this topic is over, students. So you have to complete the like a short answer questions. Okay, you have to complete that short answer question and send me the photocopy. If you have any doubt, kindly call me, students. Thank you.